We got us a corpse and cartridge occasion.
So the topic of this video is going to be focusing heavily on arcade quests and what comes next. We were shown so much already, online battles and whatnot. You could customize your avatar. You have Tekken ball way in the back. It looks amazing. At the start of this video, I really want to give a lot of credit to Every Name's Taken TF. This person on the Tekken subreddit spotted all of these things, and me, I'm just passing the message along, letting you guys know what's here and also what may be coming in the future. They have a bunch of screenshots here. I'll just go through one by one. L1 and R1, add battle to replay for favorites. This person says, look like the battle replays are back and harder to accidentally save, which is awesome. And this is something that pretty much everyone does. After the match, maybe you want to step on them or maybe you want to do something and then you accidentally save it to your favorites. So they're kind of trying to fix that so it doesn't happen that much in Tekken 8. They then bring up this image here. This is something that people talked about already. Who is this lady with the red hair? I think it could be Jun Kazama. I saw someone said that maybe it's Lily. Everyone's just wondering who could this be. I mean, the face, one, it's cut in half so we can't see it. But then two, I mean, the female faces aren't that detailed anyway. So all we really have to go off of is I think I see a little bit of eyeshadow, red lipsticks, and then the color of the skin. That really doesn't tell us much. Drop your guess down in the comment section. Who do you think it will be? Let's move on. Here is something that's really interesting, and I think I saw people saying this in the comment section of one of my videos. In the arcade quest, there is these barriers blocking off the street, right? This person's running around and exploring, but there are different sections that's blocked off. And here's what, before we even talk about this street in particular, something that I thought was just strange. If you look at the map is kind of split up into two things. You have the center of the map, which is like the hub outside. You have left, which is where the streamer setups are. Right, which is the customization. And then in the middle, you have the actual, consoles where people play. But then all the way in the back on its own, it looks so strange. It's Tekken ball. When I look at this map, I think there could easily be something else that is applied or attached to, maybe the other side, maybe some other angles. I think this map is definitely going to evolve as the game continues. Maybe DLC, maybe some stuff haven't been revealed yet. This brings us back to this image here. You can see the street curves and you can see a arrow. Above it, you have a bowling pin. It says bowl next to it. The person on Reddit and a lot of people seem to believe that Tekken bowling will make a return. This actually seems pretty likely to me. If you keep in mind Harada's tweet, Harada tweeted two things, Tekken bowl or ball. Ball is now a reality. It's not that far-fetched that bowl could also be. Here's another section that's blocked off. This is actually behind the character because they always show us the front. When the character's running back to the spawn area, the barrier is blocked off and you can see down the stairs. Down the stairs is wild. There's a lot of stuff here. One sign says cinema, one sign says fusion, dance, club, something says liver sound or something like that. There's a lot of stuff over there basically. Something far down there says Polaris. I think there's something in the Tekken universe that goes by the same name. Someone in the comment section, if you ever heard the name Polaris, comment what that is because I definitely heard the name before. But you can just see here how the barriers is definitely blocking off stuff, and it doesn't look bad too. This stuff looks like it's highly detailed, right? Like it looks like it's explorable, just not yet, right? And then of course going back to Zafina's astrology, the part that I missed out is there's a actual avatar there on the ground kind of crying, kind of shaking their head. Maybe the fortune that Zafina gave them wasn't a good one. That rank, you're not going to get it back. Also, I do want to tie a comparison to the story. Zafina's story is focusing on this fortune. There's another word to describe it, but I can't think of it. But basically, prophecy. The prophecy in the story of Tekken is that the two evil stars will fight, that's Jin and Kazuya, and basically they will bring upon the Ragnarok, the end of days. Their battle will engulf the world in chaos and destruction, and from that, Azazel will rise up again and lay waste to everything. That's the prophecy that Zafina is trying to fight against. So the fact that she has a astrology sort of read your prophecy, your palm here, I mean, it's just more evidence of the prophecy, I think. But let's continue. Going over to the beach, Tekken Bowl. The person from the Tekken subreddit, they say at the back of the beach area there's another blocked off path, possibly left for more future expansions, or it could just be random decorations. They also note all of the different small arcade machines. We talked about the hockey table, the foosball table. Now you have just like random, like pick up this. But one thing that I do want to note about this, I noticed all of these characters running around too. So there's two different types of avatars we're seeing. Looking at the map, you can see the pink dots. The pink dots are actual players, but then there's some characters who don't have a pink dot, and those are probably just NPCs. So when I look at all of these different cabinets, it's not actually players here. It's just NPCs. Like if you go back to the Zafina picture, this avatar here doesn't have a name over their head, right? So it leads us to believe that maybe this is an NPC. You could go the other direction and say maybe when you're playing a game or getting your fortune told or whatever the case may be, your name disappears. But I do think it's interesting that some of these characters do not have a name over their head. Let's continue. This person also noticed something amazing. In the dojo area, I think that's what it's called. I keep calling it the streamer area, but I think it's called the dojo area. They have older Tekkens on display. Imagine if being able to play older titles, but online with friends with rollback, please. This one is kind of reaching, but you know, I do that a lot on the channel. Let's reach together. One, I think this would be really good because, you know, I missed out on a lot of the older Tekken games and I would love to be able to experience it. If he was able to play, like let's say if I'm sitting there playing Tekken 3 and then someone else runs up and then here comes a new challenger, that would be really cool. I think that would be amazing. Street Fighter actually has something like this, but you can only play by yourself. In a corner of their world hub or whatever it's called, you can play older games, they cycle through, but you can only play by yourself. What if Tekken did the same thing, but you were able to play with someone? That would be the biggest W, and once again, dunking on the competition. Here's the final screenshot. Let me know what you guys think about this one, because I don't know. Group match / team battle is back. Hopefully this is an offline accessible game mode as well. Offline team battle would be insanely fun. Now, offline versus online. There's a lot of people who say, hopefully this is offline. Hopefully I could play by myself. I think that should be an option, but they definitely need to make it online as well. Like I think if a player really wants to, I think they should be able to go into a private lobby all by themselves and be able to run around this thing themselves. Maybe they could add a friend or something like that. I think they probably will do private lobbies so you can play by yourself, but definitely all of this stuff needs to be online and offline. But let's focus on the group match. Is this actually team battle? It could be team battle. It could be a team tournament kind of thing, sort of like what we saw at the Gamers 8 tournament where Arslan Team Pakistan won. It could be something like that. But what I think is most realistic is just simply group matchmaking. Maybe another name for lobbies or something of that sort, but I think this is basically group matchmaking. You and other people can walk into this circle, walk into this ring, and then you guys can all just matchmake together, maybe spectate, maybe watch people, maybe that's probably what I think this is. It's just a fancy word for lobbies. Another reason that makes me think this is because if you think about what's on the opposite side to this, parallel. Ranked is to the left with yellow, and then you have purple, which usually would be player match, but maybe they're calling it group match. But I just want to talk about this because I think there's a lot of stuff in here, especially when you talk about the borders being blocked off. That's definitely going to lead to some new, exciting content. Well, it's all new, but newer, new, okay?